a 10-point checklist to get the corporate job of your dreams. Navigating a competitive corporate job market. The modern corporate job market is more competitive than ever, with more candidates holding degrees, certifications, and diverse work experiences. Simply meeting the basic qualifications is no longer enough. Employers are looking for individuals who not only have the right skills, but who also understand how to present themselves, communicate their value, and fit into a company's culture. This means that landing a desirable corporate role requires more than luck. It requires intention. Preparation and strategy play a critical role in standing out. Without a clear plan, it is easy to feel overwhelmed by job postings, application requirements, and interview expectations. Many qualified candidates miss opportunities not because they lack ability, but because they approach the process without direction. Taking the time to understand what employers want and aligning personal efforts accordingly can make a significant difference. This article introduces a practical 10-point checklist designed to simplify that process. Each point focuses on a key area that contributes to success, from education and skill building to networking and interview performance. Together, these steps provide a clear path forward for anyone aiming to secure a corporate job that offers stability, growth, and long-term satisfaction. Step 1. Clarify your career goals. Knowing what you want before you apply. Before sending out applications or updating a resume, it is important to get clear on what the target actually is. Many job seekers apply broadly without a defined direction, which often leads to frustration and missed opportunities. Defining an ideal role means thinking about the type of work that feels engaging, the level of responsibility that fits current experience, and the kind of industry that offers both stability and growth. For example, someone drawn to problem-solving and data might aim for roles in analytics or finance, while someone who enjoys communication and organization might lean toward marketing or project management. Clarity also comes from separating short-term needs from long-term ambitions. A short-term objective might be securing a stable position that builds foundational skills or pays the bills, while a long-term objective could involve moving into leadership, specializing in a niche, or transitioning into a higher-paying field. Understanding this difference helps guide smarter decisions. Not every job needs to be a perfect match, but each role should move progress in the right direction. Equally important is aligning career choices with personal values. Company culture can have a major impact on job satisfaction, even more than salary in some cases. Some people thrive in fast-paced, high-pressure environments, while others prefer structure, collaboration, or work-life balance. Paying attention to these preferences helps narrow down the types of companies to target. When personal values and workplace culture are aligned, it becomes much easier to stay motivated, perform well, and grow within a role. Taking the time to clarify career goals creates a strong foundation for every step that follows. It turns a scattered job search into a focused strategy, making it easier to recognize the right opportunities and confidently pursue them. Step 2. Build the right education foundation. Creating opportunities through the right degree. Education remains one of the most reliable ways to open doors in the corporate world. While experience and skills matter, many employers still use degrees as a baseline requirement when evaluating candidates. An undergraduate degree shows a level of discipline and commitment, while a graduate degree can signal specialization and readiness for more advanced roles. For many positions in business, finance, technology, or management, having the right academic background can make the difference between being considered or overlooked. Choosing a major should not be random or based solely on what sounds impressive. It should connect directly to career goals. Someone aiming for a role in corporate finance might benefit from a degree in finance, accounting, or economics. A future career in technology could point toward computer science, information systems, or data analytics. The closer the alignment between education and career direction, the easier it becomes to build a strong and relevant profile. For working adults or those balancing multiple responsibilities, traditional college paths are not always practical. Flexible online programs have become a valuable alternative, allowing individuals to earn degrees while maintaining their current jobs or personal commitments. Schools like Western Governors University, WGU, offer competency-based programs that let students progress at their own pace, making higher education more accessible and efficient for those looking to advance their careers without putting life on hold. Building the right education foundation is not about collecting credentials for the sake of it. It is about making intentional choices that support long-term goals and position candidates for the opportunities they want to pursue. Certifications, strengthening your profile with practical credentials. Certifications can play a powerful role in helping candidates stand out in a crowded corporate job market. While a degree provides a broad foundation, certifications show focused, job-ready skills that employers can immediately recognize. Credentials such as Project Management Professional, PMP, Certified Public Accountant, CPA, or certifications from platforms like Google and AWS signal that a candidate has taken the extra step to develop expertise in a specific area. In many cases, these certifications are directly tied to real-world tasks, making them especially valuable to hiring managers. For some roles, certifications can even serve as a substitute for formal education, particularly in fields like IT, project management, and digital marketing. Employers in these areas often prioritize proven skills over traditional academic paths. For example, someone without a 4-year degree but with strong technical certifications and hands-on experience can still be a competitive candidate. In other situations, certifications work best as a complement to a degree, helping candidates deepen their knowledge and stay current in a rapidly changing industry. There are also accessible options for building business-related skills through certification programs. The Management and Strategy Institute offers a range of practical certifications designed for working professionals. Their programs include Six Sigma certification, project management certification, leadership training, and other courses focused on improving efficiency, decision-making, and organizational performance. These types of certifications can be especially useful for those looking to move into management roles or strengthen their qualifications without committing to a full degree program. Adding the right certifications to an existing education foundation shows initiative and a commitment to growth. It tells employers that learning did not stop after graduation and that skills are being actively developed to meet the demands of today's workplace. Lifelong learning and continuing education, staying relevant in a changing workplace. Earning a degree or certification is not the end of the learning process. In today's corporate environment, industries evolve quickly, and the skills that are in demand today may shift over time. Lifelong learning is what keeps a professional relevant, adaptable, and competitive. Employers value individuals who are willing to grow, learn new tools, and stay informed about changes in their field. Continuing education does not always mean going back to school for another degree. It can take many forms, such as online courses, workshops, webinars, or even self-guided learning through books and industry content. The goal is to consistently build knowledge and refine skills. For example, someone in a business role might stay current by learning about new software tools, data analysis techniques, or leadership strategies. In technology-focused roles, keeping up with new programming languages or systems can be essential. This ongoing effort also demonstrates initiative. It shows employers that development is a priority and that skills are being actively maintained, not left to become outdated. Over time, this mindset can lead to greater confidence, better performance, and more opportunities for advancement. Lifelong learning is not about constant pressure to study. It is about staying curious and open to growth. Small, consistent efforts over time can have a significant impact, helping build a career that remains strong and flexible in an ever-changing corporate landscape. Step 3. Develop in-demand skills. Building the skills employers are actively looking for. Having the right skills is what turns a qualified candidate into a strong candidate. In the corporate world, employers are not just looking for education on paper. They want people who can step in and contribute from day one. This is where developing in-demand skills becomes essential. Hard skills are the technical abilities needed to perform specific tasks. These can include data analysis, proficiency in tools like Excel or project management software, familiarity with programming languages, or understanding financial systems. The exact skills will depend on the role, but one thing remains consistent across industries. The more practical and applicable the skill, the more valuable it becomes. For example, being able to analyze data and turn it into clear insights is highly sought after in many corporate roles today. At the same time, soft skills play an equally important role. Communication, leadership, teamwork, and problem solving are often what separate good employees from great ones. A person may have strong technical knowledge, but without the ability to communicate ideas clearly or collaborate effectively, that knowledge can go underused. Companies value individuals who can work well with others, adapt to challenges, and contribute to a positive work environment. Another key part of skill development is staying updated with industry trends. Corporate environments are constantly evolving, whether it is through new technology, changing market conditions, or shifts in best practices. Keeping up with these changes helps ensure that skills remain relevant. This might involve following industry news, taking short courses, or learning new tools as they become widely used. Developing in-demand skills is not a one-time task. It is an ongoing process that grows alongside a career. By consistently improving both technical and interpersonal abilities, it becomes much easier to stay competitive and take advantage of new opportunities as they arise. Step 4. Craft a standout resume. Turning your experience into a strong first impression. A resume is often the first introduction to a potential employer, and in many cases, it determines whether an application moves forward or gets overlooked. Creating a standout resume is not about listing every job ever held. It is about presenting the most relevant experience in a way that clearly shows value. One of the most effective strategies is tailoring the resume for each specific role. While this may take extra time, it significantly increases the chances of getting noticed. Employers are looking for candidates who match their exact needs, so adjusting job descriptions, skills, and summaries to reflect the requirements of each position can make a strong impact. A general resume may check some boxes, but a targeted one speaks directly to what the employer is looking for. Equally important is how experience is described. Instead of simply listing responsibilities, focus should be placed on achievements with measurable results. For example, rather than saying a role involved managing a team, it is more effective to explain how that team improved performance, increased revenue, or completed projects more efficiently. Numbers, percentages, and clear outcomes help employers quickly understand the value a candidate can bring. Another key factor is understanding how resumes are reviewed in today's hiring process. Many companies use applicant tracking systems, often referred to as ATS, to scan resumes before a human ever sees them. These systems look for specific keywords that match the job description. Including relevant terms, skills, and phrases from the job posting can improve the chances of passing this initial screening. Without the right keywords, even a highly qualified candidate can be filtered out early in the process. A well-crafted resume does more than summarize past work. It tells a clear, focused story about what has been accomplished and what can be offered next. Taking the time to refine and customize it can make a significant difference in standing out in a competitive job market. Step 5. Optimize your LinkedIn and online presence, building a professional image that works for you. In today's hiring process, an online presence is often just as important as a resume. Many recruiters and hiring managers review LinkedIn profiles before making decisions, sometimes even before reading an application. A strong professional profile can reinforce credibility and make a candidate easier to trust and remember. Building a solid LinkedIn profile starts with the basics. A clear headline, a professional photo, and a well-written summary all contribute to a strong first impression. The profile should reflect not just job titles, but also the value brought to each role. Descriptions should be clear and focused, similar to a resume, but with a slightly more personal tone that explains strengths, interests, and career direction. Beyond the basics, showcasing accomplishments and projects can make a profile stand out. This might include highlighting key achievements, linking to completed work, or describing specific projects that demonstrate skills in action. For example, someone in marketing might include campaign results, while someone in technology could reference systems built or problems solved. These details help move beyond claims and show real evidence of capability. Engaging with industry content is another way to strengthen an online presence. This does not require constant posting, but staying active by sharing insights, commenting on relevant topics, or following industry leaders can signal genuine interest and awareness. It also helps keep knowledge current and can lead to valuable connections over time. An optimized LinkedIn profile is more than an online resume. It is a living representation of professional growth and expertise. When used effectively, it can attract opportunities, expand networks, and support long-term career goals. Step 6. Network strategically, building relationships that open doors. Networking is often one of the most overlooked steps in the job search process, yet it can be one of the most effective. Many corporate opportunities are never publicly posted, and even when they are, having a connection inside the company can make a significant difference. Building and maintaining professional relationships helps create access to information, referrals, and opportunities that might not be available otherwise. Leveraging existing connections is a good place to start. This includes former coworkers, classmates, managers, and even acquaintances who are already working in a desired field. Reaching out does not have to feel uncomfortable or forced. A simple message expressing interest in their work or asking for insight can start a meaningful conversation. Over time, these interactions can lead to recommendations or introductions that move a job search forward. Attending industry events and career fairs is another way to expand a network. These settings provide the chance to meet professionals, learn about companies, and stay informed about what is happening in a particular field. Whether the event is in person or virtual, showing up prepared and being willing to engage in conversation can leave a lasting impression. Even brief interactions can turn into valuable connections when followed up thoughtfully. Informational interviews and mentorship also play an important role in strategic networking. An informational interview is simply a conversation with someone in a role or industry of interest, focused on learning rather than asking for a job. These discussions can provide clarity, advice, and a better understanding of what employers are looking for. Mentorship takes this a step further by building an ongoing relationship with someone who can offer guidance, feedback, and support over time. Networking is not about asking for favors. It is about building genuine relationships based on shared interests and mutual respect. When done consistently and thoughtfully, it becomes a powerful tool that can open doors and create opportunities throughout a career. Step 7. Gain relevant experience, turning knowledge into real-world value. Education and skills are important, but experience is what brings everything together. Employers want to see proof that knowledge can be applied in real situations. Gaining relevant experience helps bridge the gap between learning and doing, making a candidate much more competitive in the corporate job market. Internships and entry-level roles are often the most direct way to get started. These positions provide hands-on exposure to how companies operate, how teams collaborate, and what is expected in a professional environment. Even if the role is not ideal, it can still offer valuable insight and help build a track record. Many employers also use internships as a pipeline for full-time hiring, making them a strong stepping stone into long-term opportunities. Freelance or project-based work is another effective way to build experience, especially for those who may not have access to traditional roles right away. Taking on small projects allows individuals to develop practical skills, solve real problems, and create examples of their work. Whether it involves managing a small project, analyzing data, or supporting a business function, these experiences can be added to a resume and discussed in interviews to demonstrate capability. Volunteering is often overlooked, but it can be just as valuable. Nonprofit organizations, community groups, and small businesses frequently need help with tasks like organizing events, managing operations, or improving processes. These opportunities allow individuals to build transferable skills such as leadership, communication, and problem solving. They also show initiative and a willingness to contribute, which are qualities employers respect. Gaining relevant experience is not about waiting for the perfect opportunity. It is about taking action, building skills through real work, and creating a story that shows growth and readiness for the next step in a corporate career. Step 8. Master the interview process, turning opportunities into job offers. Getting an interview is a strong sign of progress, but it is the performance during that conversation that determines the final outcome. Many candidates with solid qualifications miss out on opportunities because they are not fully prepared for the interview itself. Taking the time to prepare properly can turn a good candidate into the one who gets selected. Preparation starts with understanding the types of questions that are likely to come up. Behavioral questions are designed to explore how situations have been handled in the past, often focusing on teamwork, problem solving, or leadership. These questions usually begin with prompts like, "Tell me about a time when," or "Give an example of." Having a few clear, structured examples ready can make these questions much easier to answer. Technical questions, on the other hand, focus on role-specific knowledge and skills. The best approach is to review key concepts, practice common scenarios, and be ready to explain how knowledge is applied in real situations. Researching the company is another critical step that should never be skipped. Employers expect candidates to have a basic understanding of what the company does, its values, and its position in the industry. This includes reviewing the company's website, recent news, and even its competitors. Being able to speak about the company with confidence shows genuine interest and helps answers feel more relevant and thoughtful. Clear and confident communication ties everything together. This does not mean having perfect answers, but it does mean expressing ideas in a way that is easy to understand. Speaking at a steady pace, staying focused on the question, and avoiding overly complicated explanations can make a strong impression. Practicing out loud, even if it feels uncomfortable at first, can help improve delivery and reduce nervousness. Mastering the interview process is about preparation, awareness, and communication. When these elements come together, it becomes much easier to present skills and experience in a way that resonates with employers and leads to real opportunities. Step 9. Demonstrate professionalism and personal brand, presenting yourself as a strong and reliable candidate. Professionalism is often what shapes first impressions and long-term opportunities in the corporate world. It goes beyond qualifications and experience, influencing how others perceive reliability, attitude, and overall fit within an organization. One of the most visible aspects of professionalism is appearance. Dressing appropriately for a corporate environment signals respect for the workplace and an understanding of its culture. This does not always mean formal attire, but it does mean choosing clothing that aligns with the company's standards and presents a polished, put-together image. Alongside appearance, building a consistent personal brand is essential. A personal brand is the overall impression created through actions, communication, and online presence. It reflects strengths, values, and the type of professional someone aims to be. Consistency across resumes, LinkedIn profiles, and everyday interactions helps reinforce credibility. For example, someone who wants to be known for organization and leadership should demonstrate those qualities not only in job descriptions, but also in how tasks are handled and how communication is managed. Reliability and emotional intelligence are equally important in maintaining a strong professional reputation. Employers value individuals who follow through on commitments, meet deadlines, and handle responsibilities without constant supervision. Emotional intelligence, which includes the ability to understand and manage emotions while working effectively with others, plays a major role in teamwork and leadership. Being able to stay calm under pressure, listen actively, and respond thoughtfully can set someone apart in both interviews and day-to-day work situations. Demonstrating professionalism and building a strong personal brand is not about perfection. It is about consistency, awareness, and making intentional choices that reflect the kind of professional image that employers trust and value. Step 10. Follow up and stay persistent, turning effort into results over time. The job search process does not end after submitting an application or completing an interview. Following up and staying persistent are often what separate those who eventually succeed from those who lose momentum. Small, consistent actions after each step can leave a lasting impression and keep opportunities moving forward. One of the simplest but most effective practices is sending a thank you email after an interview. This message does not need to be long or complicated. It should express appreciation for the opportunity, briefly reinforce interest in the role, and highlight one or two key points from the conversation. A thoughtful follow-up shows professionalism, attention to detail, and genuine interest, all of which can help a candidate stand out. Rejection is also a normal part of the process, even for highly qualified candidates. Instead of viewing it as a setback, it can be used as a learning opportunity. When possible, asking for feedback can provide insight into what worked well and what could be improved. Over time, these small adjustments can lead to stronger applications, better interviews, and more confidence. The key is to stay focused and not let a single outcome define the entire process. Consistency is what brings everything together. Applying to roles regularly, continuing to build skills, and staying active in networking efforts all contribute to long-term success. Progress may not always be immediate, but steady effort increases the chances of finding the right opportunity. Each application, conversation, and follow-up adds momentum. Staying persistent does not mean rushing or applying without direction. It means maintaining a clear plan, continuing to improve, and staying engaged even when results take time. With the right approach, persistence becomes one of the most valuable tools in securing a corporate job that aligns with long-term goals. Bringing it all together for long-term success. Building a successful corporate career does not come down to a single step. It is the result of a series of intentional actions taken over time. This 10-point checklist provides a clear path, starting with defining career goals and building the right education foundation, then moving into skill development, resume creation, and strengthening an online presence. It continues with networking, gaining real-world experience, mastering interviews, demonstrating professionalism, and finally, staying consistent through follow-up and persistence. Each step plays a role, and together, they create a strong, well-rounded approach to landing the right opportunity. Staying proactive and adaptable is essential throughout this process. The job market changes, industries evolve, and new skills become valuable over time. Those who continue learning, adjusting their approach, and staying open to new opportunities are the ones who maintain momentum. Even small efforts, when done consistently, can lead to meaningful progress. Long-term career success is not about quick wins or perfect timing. It is about building a solid foundation, making thoughtful decisions, and continuing to grow. With the right strategy and steady effort, it becomes possible to move beyond simply finding a job and instead build a career that offers stability, growth, and lasting satisfaction.